Hello, hello everyone. Let's get marching. It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and I'm about to guide you through today's lower intensity interval workout. If you can, let's move forwards and backwards. Moving forwards and backwards is going to get your heart rate up a little bit more. So if you need to keep your heart rate down, then feel free to stay in just one place. Round one of today's moves, I'm going to keep the intensity really low. As we start to move through, I'm going to give you some options to add a little extra challenge. If that's not what you're ready for, then don't go for it. But if you are ready to bring a little something extra, we're still going to keep the impact pretty low. There's not going to be any jumping. We're going to just ramp up the intensity of our intervals a little bit. So it's still a lower impact, lower intensity, but the challenge, hopefully, that's right for you. Awesome. Keep up with this march. Start to draw your low belly in if you had not already. Make sure that you're still breathing and some big movements of those arms, warming your upper body up. The next time that you get back to your space, we're going to stay there. And let's warm up our arms even more with a little step out jack and step in. So keeping things nice and slow, stepping all the way out and then bringing it all the way back in. Let's get 4 more on each side. Arms all the way up overhead and then arms all the way back down. You can really use that inhale to bring those arms up. We got 1 more each side. Can you bring a smile to your face and be so proud of yourself for coming? A couple shoulder rolls right here in one direction. If it's hard to do both at the same time, you can always do individual shoulders. Change the direction of those shoulder rolls, whether both at the same time or back to some individual shoulder rolls. And then open your arms nice and wide. Bring in that lateral step tap back to the party right here. We got 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Bend your knees. Inhale your arms all the way up overhead. Take a big breath, shoulders away from your ears. Relax your arms down by your side. Let's do that 2 more times. Bend your knees. Inhale your arms up overhead. Shoulders away from ears. Relax your arms down by your side. Last time. Bend your knees. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, shoulders away from ears, arms down by your sides. Stretch your fingers all the way down to the floor. Big proud lift of your chest, squeeze of your glutes, driving your hips forward. 1 more inhale. And exhale, let it go. Awesome. All right, move number 1 that we're going for today is a squat. Round 1 is going to be our easiest version of a squat as well. If squats are a real challenge for you, please feel free to find a chair or a couch and physically actually sit down and then press yourself back up. This will be the only round where I'm going to do a squat where we're reaching back and then pressing forward. So remember, weight's going to stay in your heels, hips are going to go back, belly stays pulled in. Chest does come closer to your legs, but you're not intentionally bringing your chest down. We're not rounding through the back. So chest stays pulled forward, low belly stays pulled in, and as much of a lift of your head as possible, even though it's naturally going to come down. Same timing, 40 seconds of work. Or a minute of work, round 1, I'm sticking with 40 seconds to tell you what the next move is. We got 4 rounds. We start in 3, 2, 1, starting with that squat. So just squat down, press yourself back up. I like to inhale down, exhale as I come back up. Now my glutes are going back behind me and pressing through those heels. Each time I lift, a little drive of the hips forward, little extra squeeze on the backside. Shoulders still away from your ears. You're doing awesome and you're going at the pace that works for you. Can you do your best to keep your knees in line with your big and second toes? So just in case you couldn't see my feet, as I go down, I'm trying not to let my knees go out or in. They're staying in one line. Awesome. There's your 40 seconds. You can take a break right here or keep going. Our next move is going to be the Freddy. So we're going for a slow jumping jack. Bring your arms up overhead as you squeeze your glute and engage your hip. A little practice for your balance. Shoulders away from your ears. Let's begin. So inhale to find that lift. You're just alternating your feet. So you're switching weight from one side to the other. Staying tall. through the crown of your head. And it's not a super fast movement to get your leg up. Maybe it's even really slow. So you're really contracting and squeezing and finding that lift. And if balance is a really big challenge, your hands can stay at your hips, or maybe you're finding something to hold on to, like a chair in front of you, as you just alternate your leg lift side to side. You can point your toe, or you can have your toe flex to your face and stretch through your heel for a little extra engagement of your glutes. That's your 40 seconds. You can take a rest here or keep going while I tell you what's coming up next. Next up, we're going to do a little squat and alternate tapping back. So as if you're reaching for the chair in a mid-depth squat, we're just going to tap back, bring it back in, alternate those feet. Let's get started. So weight comes into your heels. I know it when it wants to creep towards the toe. Belly pulled in nice and tight, shoulders away from your ears. I have my shoulder blades squeezed towards each other, but I'm also trying to not let my rib cage flare out. So drawing that low belly in, drawing in from the center line. And it's a quiet tap back. Hips are staying low. So I'm not standing up the whole time. Bringing the ball of the foot to the floor, finding some extension of each leg. So it's like a glute kick back, but from standing. We're almost there. There's your 40 seconds. You can keep going. Let me tell you about move number 4. It's going to be a side body crunch. So grab and hold on your weight. Here's our one move for sure with the weight. We're going to reach down to the side, lift yourself back up, shoulders away from your ears, belly pulled in. Feet can be slightly separated or right next to each other. Our 40 seconds have started. Use your breath here. Exhale on your way down. Inhale on your way up. We're going to keep this move nice and low impact for the first 2 rounds, and then I'll show you something a little more intense that we can get when we're even more warmed up. Make sure you're not locking your knees out, so bring a slight little bend to your knees here. Just breathe in. That's it. Now you've seen all 4 moves that we're going to do today. We get to do them 3 more times. Awesome. You got 20 more seconds of optional work here, or we're going to come back into our squat. Let me show you how we're going to change up the squat a little bit this time. Option to open your legs nice and wide. We're going to lower down and then alternate reaching towards the floor when we get there. So knees point out wide, toes point out wide, pelvis is tucked under. We're going down and then we're reaching, tapping towards the floor. Lift your chest, stand up. Still that big squeeze of your glutes, pelvis forwards, lower down, reach towards the floor, stand yourself up. Awesome. So just lower, a little tap, a little lift of your chest. So it's like 4 moves. 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you're not reaching all the way towards the floor, maybe you're just tapping your elbow towards your thigh. Might not even actually touch. So we're adding a little bit more of that oblique crunch right here. Option to keep going for these next 20 seconds or prepare yourself for the Freddy. Doing the same thing with the Freddy for round 2. It's that slow jack. Awesome. So get yourself ready, bring your legs together, and let's begin. Inhaling, arms up overhead, trying to quietly bring your leg down. So I know that leg might just want to fall back down towards the floor, but we're engaging the muscle on the way up, and on the way down, we're getting a nice big stretch into the shoulders too. You can hold some weights in your hands, even holding some light weights in your hands as those arms are coming up overhead. I'll bring some weights into my hands next time. Option for either an around the world tap, thumbs tap, pinkies tap, or just for a side lat raise while you're holding some weights in your hands. Yay. All right. Next up, we've got that squat with our tap back. This is another one where you can hold a weight, holding a weight at your chest can bring a little bit more challenge. So still lowering down into your squat, sending your glutes back. It's a little internal rotation of your thighs and then alternate that little tap back. Bring the weight back to your heels, quietly tapping your toe to the floor. keeping your low belly pulled in while you are in this modified squat. So you might already feel some engagement in your glutes, depending on how low you're able to squat down and stay there. And then as that foot taps out, it's your stabilizing leg that's really working, the one that's not stepping out, where you really are going to feel some engagement and stretch. If you want to stop at the 40 seconds, it is right now. Otherwise, you can keep going just a little bit longer, and then we're going to get the other side crunch for our side body crunch. If you're still going, can you get a little bit lower for one more tap on each side? Awesome. Switch to your weight if you weren't holding one. Opposite side crunch. Start right now. Remember, there is a slight bend in your knees. You're not jamming your knees back. Exhale down, inhale up. You really want to be using your breath. Make sure you're not holding it. Great work. Almost there. We're finishing up round 2 right now. That's your 40-second beep. I'm going to show you a little something extra that we can do in our squat for round 3. So coming back into that wide leg squat with alternating reach, coming on down, reaching towards the floor, arms come up overhead, bring your hands together, lift yourself up. Let's give it a whirl. So coming on down, knees and toes are in the same direction, pelvis is tucked under, bending a big reach up. I'm trying to stack my shoulders on top of each other, back to center, and then lift. Still 4 moves. Down, reach apart, hands back to heart center, lift and squeeze, drive hips forward. So you're just doing what works for you, which might mean that you're still enjoying the primary squat that we did at the beginning with your legs together, just taking a little bit of a squat, standing yourself right back up is a wonderful place to be, finding that stretch in your glutes. Otherwise, if legs are wide, you're getting a little bit more of those inner thighs. That was your 40-second beep. Our next move is the Freddy with weights. Okay. With weights this time, I'm going to go for around the world. So pinkies are going to tap and then thumbs tap up overhead. Let's do it. Arms come up overhead, side leg, thumbs tap, toe taps, pinky tap. Nice, slow and in control. Shoulders are away from your ears, even as arms come up overhead. We're not letting shoulders creep all the way up. Low belly pulled in as tight as you can. Challenging ourselves here. Some ankle stability. Ooh, working the glutes. If you want to stop at the 40 seconds is right now. Can you challenge yourself though to maybe get one more in, even if you don't want to go for the full minute? Our next move is going to be that squat with a leg going back. Let's do just one leg going back for round 3. Putting down my weights, set yourself up, find that little squat, bend in one knee, weight in your heels, tap back, and bring it back in. Maybe you can even move a little bit faster. You can even get your arm involved. Opposite arm, moving with your leg. Weight in your standing leg heel. That glute's probably starting to get a little tired. We're more than halfway through the 40 seconds. If you need to, you can always just stand up for a second, shake it out, and then squat right back down nice and low. 2 hips in one line, just tapping one toe back and then the other. Awesome. There's your 40 seconds. Can you get a couple more in? Remember which leg you had moving. I had my right leg moving. And then shake it out. We've got our side body crunch. Option to go a little bit more intense this time. So maybe your hands start at your chest, finding a side knee drive. Let's go for it. Side knee drive, elbow coming towards knee. Arms can also be up overhead. Still driving that elbow towards knee. So as big or as little of a side crunch as you want. Arm could still just be relaxed down by your side crunching, or you can continue to challenge your balance in today's workout with a little single leg work. Still trying to quietly bring that toe back down towards the floor so feet are not slamming down toward the floor in any of our moves today. Intentional, slow movement with breath. Here's the 40 seconds. If you want to take that rest at 40 seconds. Awesome. I'm going to put my weight down. Optional additional challenge for our last round of squats is finding that reach to both sides before we stand up. Let's get into it together. 3, 2, 1. Knees out wide if you dare. Lower yourself down. Reach to one side. Hands to center. Stay low. Reach to the other side. Tuck your pelvis under. Press through your heels. Lift yourself up. Can you reach to the opposite side first this time? Find that reach. Hands to center. Reach to the opposite side. Hands to center. Stand yourself up. And just from the side, so you see I'm really not trying to let glutes go behind me. Lowering down as if you're touching an imaginary wall behind you. As lifted as you can be. So top pelvis is really tucked. Belt buckle towards your nose. There is your 40 seconds. I'm going to finish up this round right here. I'm going to take a quick little break. Our next move, back to the Freddy. Going to go for a lat raise this time on the Freddy. Shoulders away from ears. So with weights in hands, you can do a little bit heavier weight. Really challenges that balance though, creating some length on your side. Keep stretching up through the crown of your head. Remember, you can still be doing the original Freddy with no weights in your hand, finding your side leg lift. And it's okay if your leg doesn't lift as high as my leg lifts. You are doing what feels right for you and your body. You should be so proud of yourself. Great. Shoulders away from here. Keep the chest up. Keep your belly in. There's your 40 seconds. And you get at least one more on each side in this last time through. You did it. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to find just one leg moving, the opposite leg from our squat and tap back. So sit yourself down, weighting your heels, belly in. You can allow your opposite arm to move with your leg, or if you need to, just keep your hands at your hips. Try and keep those hips in one line, nice and low. Your glutes are stretching towards the wall behind you. That standing leg glute is already starting to get a little bit tired. A quiet little tappa, tappa, tappa. We're more than halfway through 40 seconds, and we've just got one move left to go after this. Great. Keep breathing. Keep that chest lifted. Keep your core in nice and tight. Beautiful. Couple extra taps just to finish as strong as we can. And then press your heels, stand yourself up, grab your weight for one last time through of our oblique crunch. Remember, arms can stay by your side. You can just crunch to your side. You can have this weight at your chest, driving your elbow to your knee. Let's begin, or arms up overhead. Opposite side crunch for this last time through. Still quiet feet, tapping down towards the floor. Coming back to that long length in between each move. So whether your arms are up overhead or at your chest, you're stretching through the crown of your head. You're grounding through your feet through each time. Amazing. If you're finishing off at the 40-second mark, it is happening right now. Otherwise, this is our last 18 seconds here to get some work in together. Whatever you do, finish strong. Feel so proud of yourself. Can you bring a smile to your face? Work those facial muscles as well. And we did it. Go ahead, put your weight down. Take a nice little swing of your arms. Coming back to a lateral step tap. maybe even a little cross tap, tapping your heel in front of your opposite foot. Let's turn it into a little double lateral step tap. Awesome. One more time, each side, then we'll make sure we get a nice big side body stretch. So plant your feet firmly, bend your knees, inhale your arms up overhead, grab hold of your thumbs, step your left foot over your right, and find a big reach over to the right side. You even bring a little bit more weight into your left foot, into the front foot as you actively shift your hips to the left. Big stretch through the side body. Inhale, stretch yourself up. Step your feet side by side. Relax your arms down by your side on your exhale. Inhale, arms back up overhead. Grab hold of your opposite thumb. This time, right foot crosses over the left. Shift a little bit more weight into that right leg and find your side body reach. Inhale, stretch through your fingers. Exhale, actively push through your hips. Make sure you're still breathing. Let's take 2 more breaths here. On your next inhale, lift yourself up, step your feet together, relax your arms down by your side. Taking a stretch in the quad, maybe you grab hold of the wall if you need a little help for balance and reach for your right foot behind you. Get your 2 knees starting in one line. For a deeper stretch, you can swipe your thighs one away from each other and bring your heel further away from your glute. That brings some extra stretch into your shoulders as well. Take one more big inhale. And exhale, carefully release, other side. Starting with your 2 hips in one line, 2 knees in one line. Remember, you can place a hand on the wall if you need a little bit of grounding. Pointing your knee down, squeezing your glute. You're going to feel your hip flexor open. You're going to feel that quad stretch as well. Stand tall and proud. Lift through the crown of your head. Take 2 more breaths. Awesome. Exhale, release. Both feet on the floor. Bend your knees. Inhale, stretch up to the sky. Exhale, relax your arms down, interlace your fingers behind your back, stretch your knuckles down towards the floor. Quick little stretch of your chest. And then release, interlace your fingers in front of you. Press your hands, palms forward, chin to your chest. Quick little stretch of your back. We have 1 more breath together today. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, take your time as you relax your arms by your side. I hope that you're feeling so good from your movement, from just the pride of showing up for yourself today. I can't wait to see you all again soon. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time you tuned in.